to be able to have job when they go for training. When an avenue like that is created by the company, we should be able to tell them, give us an expatriate from your firm, so that that expatriate will be able to train the youth to meet the industrial working standard. Because if you're trained by a company, and the same company are those that are going to give you a test of that particular thing you're trained of, there's no way you're not going to make it. But if you're sent outside to go and get what they don't want here, by the time you come in, you'll be useless. And they'll be counting it that they are doing something for us. So my humble observation is that we should be able to put it to them that way. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Innocent said that whatever training, says that whatever training the oil industries or any large organization is doing for marine people or people from the federal constituency should be industry specific, not just generic or general training. Thank you. Please your name and go straight to the point. 57 seconds.
My name is Son. Sort of as the federal constituency. So, young man said Uranka, the Clan Youth President of the Bible Clan, and I was in Group 2. Unemployment. But since I'm one day that while we were discussing, some of the participants, they said something that shocked me to my marrow, that Enin and Enin are out of oil producing as far as of now that we are talking in the government gazette, so to say. So, but as we are sitting, how it is, how we feel it. So I believe this is a nice forum. We should not forget so soon that few months ago, there have been some fracas between our brothers within the Korobasi, Isnobola, and finding things like that, and some lives were lost. And I think this is a very nice forum for us to talk about it. Now, the problem is that because we have so suddenly forgotten the history of the place, and that has brought so much problem. And we lack the understanding that whatever has come as a government activity to promote development, talking about, say, Ikorobasi, Iran to Biden, Iran to Mr. Iran to for federal constituency, so that we now misinterpret it as a way of dividing us from the ancestral trait that had brought us together into now. So what I am thinking, I don't do, to solve number one, communal crisis and threat to human security in the federal constituency, I think it is high time that those that are concerned should come and tell us that, say, Adam Bofomi, Bofo say, Adam Bofomi, Bofo say, Adam Bofomi. And I think I want to suggest strongly that it will not be out of place if the people of Ikorobasi have their way down to the shore, Atlantic. It's no bolo, enye, ege wa Atlantic. Ekrele trofa, enong paine, enye ege wa Atlantic. So now, if you need Atlantic, I think that will help us a lot to solve this problem. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
I think we should put our hands together for it. There must be solution. You are a stakeholder because you are a solution index. Yeah, there must be solution. So, sir, let's hear from you. Who was representative enough? The make of even come with me give up go. The make of money. So there is a way out.
I remain Brown Jordan, standing on the existing protocol. I just have one thing to send as a reminder to both the federal and the state government.
Your name?
Brown Jordan.
Brown.
Jordan. Some time ago, I happened to be one of the beneficiaries or participants in the ITF state and federal government skill acquisition training. Now we were taught how to produce fish and chickens. But up till the time we completed the training, there had always been these government promises that at the end of the day, we'll be given stipend to start up a self-employed business. And until when we got the certificate after completion, nothing as at this minute has come up. The next information was we should go and form cooperative society, which we did, registered and have the certificate with us. Now my appeal is that the state government should put up her own counterpart funding, and SMEDA, who headed the group for the training exercise, should equally live up to their own expectation, so that those participants should be encouraged, because once we are encouraged, we will be able to train other persons. And by so doing, many of the youth will pass through this training and there will be food like chicken and fishes on our table, excess of which we will export, and that will help to boost the economy of the state and the federal government. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. We will take further orders, but let me give this announcement. The following persons have been granted, or rather nominated into the communique drafting committee. Mr. George Odiok, Odwa Ghana, Ethiope Nelson, and Godwin Onya. And for the avoidance of that, I want those young men to be on their feet so that we know them, and we will hold them responsible if they misrepresent the views of the House. Is that acceptable? Could you please stand up on your feet? Let us know you. Responsibilities have been trusted out to you. If you don't represent our views well, we will hold you responsible. Mr. George Idiok, where are you? Okay, sir. Odwa Kika, Idiok Nelson, and Godwin. Yeah. Okay. So please, you will tell us everything. You put together everything we have discussed so far. That's why you are in the communique committee. I'm very sure you must have been informed before now. So three of you move to one side, put your heads together, and reproduce what we have said. I may not give you the benefit of pipping into what I have. Is it that? Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, can we take the next, please? Oh, sorry, please. Let me take this question. Sorry. You don't go by size, or go by size. After all, I'm going to be killed by the hand. You the youth, you the nation, no youth, no nation. I want to ask a question. I want to ask, how am I going to do? A young paramount ruler. He has to hear. I want him to hear. Please, brother. If you can paramount ruler, I couldn't get Philip. Say there are some youths of either Economas local government or Pareni or Eastern Bolu. Sebo youth say me that is a Kuno. Iya youth no okay. Assessment take. Ebo youth say me react here. Then you give me bump for money. Come and don't know lawyer. I give you bump for money. You see a you give a okay big or so. Mama do. I beg a put me, but yeah, you summarize for me. No, and here we issue you give a Mama do.
I am a comrade Innocent David. And my response to that question is that this body is set up for a purpose, a collective purpose. So whatever we have as our problem is to be submitted to the body, and the body will know the best way to handle issues like that for the youth. That is why they are there. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. Okay, let me summarize that. Yes, we appreciate the last speaker and his answer. This body is not part of the structure of Economas. Local government, Marine local government, or Eastern Obodo local government. It is a socio-cultural body, a socio-economic and cultural body that has the three local governments as its primary areas of focus. And given that fact, it may not have the authority, as it were, to act as a standard structure of the local government area. But the answer will also include, we appreciate that, because once request the body should be able to synthesize it and crystallize all the issues and facts, then take same to the necessary authorities. Now, in a situation where the paramount ruler chooses to appropriate everything for himself, his children, his wives, his girlfriends, his concubines, and his relations both home and abroad, it is very, very simple. Get your facts right. If it is true that the company gave something that the man chose to take for himself, make sure you identify those facts, the dates those things were given, the items that were given, and who gave them. Once you have identified that, put up a well-written petition, or you get a lawyer who will help you put your proposition together. And I want to also sound this as a way out. The police, the SSS, the security agencies generally, including the Civil Defense Corps, every security agency in this country are there to help, to assist. Create a relationship as a youth body or as a group or even as an individual with these security agencies. Once you put this petition together, you put your position together, take same to them. You don't need to put your name. You don't need to put your name. They will investigate. In case you think they are not working, hey, bros, these guys are working. Give them the information they need. They will start work. And as they start work, you also monitor it. Because the likelihood that one or two persons within the security agencies who is corrupt, to go there and get himself compromised is there. So as you do that, copy various authorities. If you write to, say, the director of SSS Akwa Ibom State, I'm very sure that he will assign people, detailed people to investigate it. If your number is there, they will invite you. They won't kill you. They will invite you because that is how sensitive information, which are described as tip-offs, get to them. Now, the paramount ruler is a citizen of this country. He does not have immunity. Don't beat him. Don't go and fight him. But make sure you report him to the right source. There are human rights organizations. The Civil Liberties Organization is one. There are a couple of human rights organizations. If you send your petition or your anger properly written down in a documented form to Ikorobasi Youth Assembly, they know their partners. They know those to partner with to say, look, we've received a report from a certain community in Bareni that the paramount ruler has overshadowed them and packed everything. In fact, we are handling a case where the paramount ruler of a certain coastal local government is also the CLO in some companies. And we have approached him, we've told him it is wrong. The job of CLO is for young men, it's for youth. It's an opportunity to also empower them and create a next or an opportunity for people in the various communities to have a relationship with the company and work. And we did our petition, we wrote to the SSS. They invited, I think they have invited him, because the man's attitude has changed. They may not tell you they've been invited or the persons have been invited, but you will notice that their attitudes will change. And what do you mean? As change agents, you want to cause change to happen so that they will not be CLOs, they will not have anything to themselves. I don't know whether that answers your question, but if you need further clarification because of time, you may wish to contact us. Thank you very much. Any other suggestion? Okay, yes. My brother in fact. I think we're on this.
Thank you very much. Ugwawesian is my name. I'm the current president of the Kumeke in the Katabasi government area. Mine is an advice to the youths because when they talk of unemployment, there's some actions youth stage that may lead to unemployment. I had the opportunity to attend a meeting with NDDC some time ago in New York, and what they said in that meeting was, if youth have high demands, maybe for a machine grant or DV means a development fee. If you have high demands, their plans now is to divert that project or whatever. So my advice now to my brothers, my youth also, is for them to know they should not look at their immediate gain on maybe any project that will come to their community. They should see it as development to their own community, which will reduce unemployment. Then another thing is on communal crisis and threats to human insecurity. One of the problems that the youths have, even the traditional rulers have in the community, is impositioning a youth leader in a village. Maybe looking at somebody they will use in doing one or two things to impose on the subject is not the best. They should allow youth to make their leader. It's the youth that will understand the language of the youth. So they should send signal, advice to the traditional rulers so that they allow youth to make their leaders. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. I am very positive and very sure that we are getting it right. And by the time we begin to tell these people face to face that these are the issues, allow the youth to choose their leaders, and that there are policies within certain organizations like the NDDC, that if you make high demand, outrageous demand, I think there's a case like that in Igbo, which we have, in fact, they have stopped the construction of that road as I speak with you. Some persons went and built makeshift structures, on a road that is supposed to be open. And now what they did was to carefully degraded the road, or rather they cleared the road axis and left those spots, those buildings, small ramshackle things that don't pass for the hot community job. So they left them in the middle of the road and just, now the road cannot be constructed because those things are there. But they had asked them to either come and collect some minimal and paltry sum of money, or the road will be diverted to another community, which aligns with what he's saying. What he's saying is true. Outrageous demands, stealing of, in fact, in that same community, the former youth president stole 181 or 189 large length rods. The police is on the matter now because we have also assisted the police in getting information. We've recovered all the rods, and the man has made useful confessions. Now, the information you give could help the police to help your community, could help the SSS to help your community, but when you don't give, it becomes a problem. So, and there are some demands we make. Let me tell you, the demands you make on a construction company or an oil company could stop them from passing through your route. But again, there's another thing. Let me distinguish the issue of compensation and damages. Compensation is a constitutional right. When an oil company comes into your community, excavates the soil, puts a pipe across your community, don't ask for damages. The Land Use Act 1978 recommends damages when government takes over your land for overriding public interest. But I just want to give clarification. You may ask for damages from the government. What will the damages constitute? The damages will be merely for economic crops, economic trees, which usually are very small. But the Oil Pipeline Act, the Oil Pipeline is an act of the National Assembly, says you must demand for compensation from any oil company that comes into your community, and the demand must not be outrageous, but make sure you get a lawyer who is good at it to help you formulate the issues and make the demands properly for you. So it is different from making outrageous claims and demand when government takes your land or whatever. But I want to also admonish that please, in making such claims or demands, let's not make it look as if we are a clog in the wheel of progress. We all desire that oil companies come into our communities. Am I correct? And when they come, they should pay compensation and employ us. Is it not true? And when they take the land and possibly begin to pollute the place, we make further demands and refer to both fundamental rights in Chapter 4 of the Constitution and basic rights in Chapter 2. Well, when it's time, I will issue lecture notes and handout on what I have said. But on a very serious note, let's be very careful how we make these demands. In fact, you can scare some to get out of your place. Let them come in first. When they come in, invite them, encourage them, mobilize the youth to go and protect both personnel and materials, and even their equipment, and see whether those oil companies or even the government itself will not ask you what you need so that they can give you something better. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, we are fast coming, or ladies and gentlemen, we are fast coming to the end of this. We are in item number 8, which is discussion of the plenary session, which is, we are there actually. But I would just want to call on my brother here to say one or two things because he has something to say in just 2 minutes, sir.
God has answered my prayers. Thank you very much.
2 minutes, please.
I'm grateful because before I stand up, I wanted to plead that 2 minutes should be given to me. I don't want to be far from what we have now. Already you all know me. My name is Honorable Christopher Dixon Enin from the College Bible 4 in Paden local government here. People do call me Lion. Please, first of all, I want to hammer my points on the group, the Economic Youth Assembly. I want to bridge with the leaders of this group, please. That why we don't have much members today attending this conference is because of hunger, unemployment. That's the theme of the young youth of Mkpat, Kalabasi, and Eastern Obolo. Because whenever you have called for a meeting like this, they will ask. Like I was asked from my ward, come, let us go to a meeting at the Bible. He said, Honorable, will there be a carry back? I said, I don't know. I'm only invited. So I want to pledge with you, please. You must live up to expectation. I have seen the caption here that this is an umbrella youth organization of the Economic constituency. I'm most grateful today that Comment Weta is here. I want to point it out. Weta has been a frontline youth activist as long as this federal constituency is concerned. And we have a lot of stories to talk about it. The federal constituency are suffering today because of maybe selfish interest. Somebody will just wake up from this bed and form an organization like this, but whereby or whenever something comes in that should be shared among the youth, you see 1, 2, 3 youth leaders jumping over the fence, they hide somewhere and share those things. Others who were working with them, suffering with them, will go empty-handed. So I want to plead with this humble group, please, if you want to achieve something for the youth of the constituency, please try to be open-minded, open in the sense of operation and everything. So that by tomorrow, 1 or 2 persons will say, Abasurion. As I'm standing with you, I can beat my chest, even in the public, in the stadium, to tell the entire youth of this local government that I operated an organization called Mkpat Youth Forum from year 2000 to 2004. And I do challenge all the youth leaders. What have you done to your people? At least God in that organization, through our leadership, brought in 45 slots, offshores, to the youth of the local government, which was shared 15. By that time, we still have chairmen in local government. We have Brahmanulas. But we have to ignore them and tell the oil company that this is the right of the youth. You must provide. And so they did. We brought in the 45 slots and shared to the local government, which today, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them have built their houses, have married, and established their businesses. But you see the leaders of today, they are after their pockets. Once somebody is given an opportunity to lead a group of people, they will just go there to ask for money. Once the money is given to them, they forget about the rest following them. So I give an indulgence, sir, that the youth assembly economists, which we have just decided to partner with you, should work for the interests of the masses, but not their selfish interests. That's number 1. I want to go on the first point, the communal crisis. One of the problems we have, I thank my young man, the camp boy, who has suggested, I had that in mind, that one of the causes we have youth restlessness in this local government is imposition of youth leaders. Imposition of youth leaders from local government, the clan, the world, and the village. If you come to my village, you're going to come today, you witness what I'm telling you. If you come to Bumi clan here, you will see what I'm saying. If you come to Ibadan clan, you will see what I'm telling you. In position of leaders, when a politician has an interest to a young man, he will say, that must be the youth leader. But is that the wishes of the entire youth of that clan? Is that the wishes of the entire youth of that village? Why can't we politicians refrain and resolve our hands off until when a leader is emerged, then such a leader will be introduced to you. And if you come to the Bible clan today, you have two sets of youth leaders in the clan. You come to Bumia here, two youth leaders in the clan. Come to my village today, two youth leaders. All for the interest of a politician. I want my supporter to be the youth leader. Would that bring peace to our community? No. So I'm pleading please. And you yourself, call yourself a supporter. Don't be allowed yourself to be used. Because once you are used today, don't forget that that politician will leave office after a term. And once he leaves office, where will be your position? You will not be regarded again in fight. So I am pleading. Let us not use political interest to resolve problems in our community. Addicted or follower government. It has no ocean. But they are enjoying even more than liberal people. Even more than these elected people. But you will see in our constituency here, once the company comes to Eastern Obolo, they say, Biden is a dry land. They have no ocean. So they must not be benefited. Except that is addressed. Once that is addressed, the problem will be over. So I am begging that we should believe that we are one father, one mother in the federal constituency. About number 4, the unemployment has been addressed. About number 4, the village heads, the traditional rulers also are the cause of our problems. Catching that my son should be the youth leader. My daughter should be industrial officer, so that whenever the company will come, my daughter will go and speak for the company. I still have to say that when we were on the seat as a youth leader, we had paramount rulers. If I may mention, the one was the clan head of Okomokon. When we contacted him, he said, no, this thing has to do with national ruler. We will invite the company. We had to boycott him. We went to Lagos and talked to the company that if you don't come and attend to the youth, we would never agree. And at the end, that was why the slot came down to the land and we shared among the youth that were benefited. So I want to draw the indulgence by appealing to the Equal Assembly that they must, it's mandatory, you must live up to expectation if you want this hall by next year or by next meeting to full of people. I'm a servant of God in the name of Jesus Christ.
Two minutes was extended, and we will not. I think we may have to fine you for speaking beyond 2 minutes. Yes, that will be settled in the chamber.
Oh, we did the devil.
So we'll ask Doctor to just in 1 minute 30 seconds.
God. By the song. I'm before I mean, what was there need Timbo and Kai down. I'm both. And ya don't go to I would that I will be walk on me, you know, yeah, association. This one, this is 20,000. What did it President. Then I mean, yeah, no, only one advice before we become going to discuss. We mentioned the one thing I wanted to listen to. I want to mandate this group to always be a feeder to our society when new laws come into existence. I want groups, for example, the child's right. Child's right is now out, and many local governments in Nigeria are holding firm onto it to solve some trivial problems. So child's right should be re-echoed among us and among our villages. and the women's right to actually answer number 4 questions and number 1 question. Thank you. Thank you.
Please, let's encourage Doctor as he takes his leave. Let's encourage him with the right hand. Thank you very much. The Communicate Drafting Committee, you have to tell us what your observations and particularly what your recommendations are. Remember I said I will not give you what I have, because what I have, I will use it to develop the comprehensive report of this program, which I will submit to certain places, certain areas. So, Communicate Drafting Committee, if you are ready. If you are ready, please, we are ready. We're waiting for you. We'll be saying the closing prayers in the next 5 or so minutes. Yes, sir.
Praise the Lord. I say, praise the Lord. Look at this movement. It's man identified them me. Taking paradigm this one. The man identified me with any group that I cannot have a revelation about it. I'm a referent minister and George again for the Assemblies of God. No correct you. You already know paradigm you need them. Can friend, you know, the most spiritual and physical. I remember 1997. I came to stay here 7 days to pray for Mkpat, having revelation of Mkpat people and what has caused us to be limited and frustrated. God have to reveal something to me. It was during that period, commissioner, and I talked to 2 of them. So that but they refused. In fact, one of the young men in that prayer, I go to Manapa counselor, and I still talk to him even tomorrow. And I'm the counselor. I've been never seen about foundation in the lake. So I'm saying this as a minister of the gospel that God has revealed to me. Each family, that's why I some parallel road that I do not Palawa. They hold what I call marine witchcraft to roll off. And I want you to go back home and look for God. I have been fighting this local government spiritually to see how God can help me to restore back this land through prayer. So as we have started this one, it is coming up to organize Enin. As a result of what our forefathers is a sacrifice, and I tell you, I got one of the people that handle that. I quite want to open what happened to see that this is great. I was sent up in 2006. Yambo don't wait when you want to give him up. Get what way we can come rule this state that kind of work. You can any other thing. Come on, that way I can live with my promise. That we should return back to God. Here about see. Again, this area. I think never see what because I was saying we trace the history. Many missionaries came in order to help this locality. So I mean advise as we have this message of moving this area, let us not leave God behind. God will succeed, not leave God behind. Akwa has been mandated to return back to God. That's why I thank God for our governor. Wherever he goes, you see him talking about God. You don't hear him. I know because the Spirit God told me 2006 is going to raise upon every member, every child in Akwa. And any child, even if a